Welcome to the Hard Knock Opinions Podcast, episode 3. We're discussing football again. One of these days, we're going to do a movie podcast.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm here with my friend Mike. We're missing our friend Didi today, but we do have a special guest who may pop in like a ninja. Joe will be joining us today. Um,
He's
so
representing Oaktown and the Raiders for all the other Bay Area fans out there.
we should just call them believers. Just stop
The
calling them Raiders
believers.
fans. Just call them believers. Hopefully. Uh, so we're gonna talk about this week's football this past week. Talk about what we liked and changes that we want to make, and we're gonna go through our predictions again for this week. So Mike, how'd you feel about this week? Oh, I played you this week.
Yeah, in our fantasy league you did, and you kicked my ass pretty good. Fantasy not looking good for me right now. Alvin Kamara has been a complete letdown so far. Hoping he picks it up. I'm playing Didi actually this week, so and we got to win
Oh,
that one. We can't let the
you got
Rams
a
get a win on us.
that's a must win.
That's a must-win game, boys.
You have you have Damian Pierce, right?
I do have Damian Pierce. He underperformed week one. He's kind of got a little bit of mojo going week two. He's trending upwards, so I'm hoping
I think
by
this is the week.
mid-season, yeah, or yeah, hopefully this week or mid-season he starts cranking out some good points for me. I'm really struggling at wide receiver right now. I have D Hop. He's not going to be available till week 7. And Brandon Ayuk, we just lost Trey Lance, and I'm so crushed because I was banking on that Lance to Ayuk connection for my wide receiver one. How's your
Well,
fantasy week going?
well, in our league, I'm 2 and I won all my games this week. We'll just say that. Things are looking okay. I'm in that same situation as you in my work league where I'm basically hurt at receiver and I'm trying to survive to week 7 for D Hop. And I'm 1-1 in that league right now.
Ooh,
Um, I'm trying to get some trades going. We'll see how it goes. I was pretty upset I didn't get to pick up Garrett Wilson on the Jets.
I was
Had a
looking for
ton of,
that. Yeah,
yeah, he had a ton of targets. So I think I mean I'm okay. My wide receiver one in that league, I think it's Deontay Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. That's my one. And then I was using Lazard as my second. I'm in that similar boat. But I don't have Kamara. I have Christian McCaffrey and I had Elijah Mitchell. But
uh,
I did get what's his name? Jeff Wilson Jr. I got him. So
good that you
I
got
didn't it
that
didn't
handcuff.
yeah, it didn't hurt me as much as you, because you had Elijah, right? Oh no, you have Javante.
I got Elijah in my other league, but I had the handcuff. I got Javante and Alvin Kamara and Damian Pierce. Where I'm really struggling at right now, I got Pat Mahomes too. It's not even that I'm struggling. Like I scored over 100 points in both leagues. It's just you outperformed me last week, and then the week before that, I played the guy who drafted at the number one spot. So that was going to be a hard case to beat. Usually the people that draft in the top 5 do really well early on in the season. So them's the breaks.
Yeah, the I was I was gonna be really upset if I didn't win this week because I didn't wake up before football started. So I forgot to take out Kamara who wasn't playing last week, so I had a fat zero, and
Oh,
I was gonna move Kareem Hunt out of my flex into the 2 RB slot, and then put in Curtis Samuel as my flex, who actually got like I think 19 points.
that
So,
that Curtis
oh, that
Samuel pickup is amazing.
I
So
don't know. This is not in our league. I know Joe got him in our league with the Fab. I haven't even spent Fab, but I forgot to spend it on. I at least forgot to like put in the bid for Garrett Wilson. I'm looking
yeah,
for the players with the targets of the consistency with targets all day. and it looks like Curtis Samuel is like trending. It should be McLaurin getting all those points, but for some reason Samuel's just hogging the ball.
I think it has a lot to do with Carson Wentz throwing to the slot receiver, and that's where Curtis Samuel's at right now. So I think Carson Wentz feels more comfortable throwing those slot patterns than hitting people on the outside. With that being said, though, Jahan Dotson's been going off for me. He's like my one saving grace at wide receiver right now. He's the only thing keeping me afloat. He's kind of touchdown dependent too, so hopefully he can keep that going. Uh, Speaking of picks and everything, we had picks for week one. Um, and I believe I'm in the lead so far at 10-5-1. But we also had picks for this week. And the picks for or last week came up as, let's see here. I was 12-4 last week, and you were 9-7. Didi came up in the rear at 6-10. But let's go over last week's games. What are some of the games that were shocking or surprising to you? And what?
There's a lot. There's a lot. Like I'll start with the morning games. So I mean, the big shock to me was the Miami game. That game was nuts. And then also the Jets and the Browns game.
Oh yeah.
That was those come like it's not you don't get to see onside kicks be successful that often. And just like the scenario doesn't happen that often. So when an onside kick gets recovered, it's pretty hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else played on the? Who
There
played
was
on in the
also
morning?
Washington, Detroit. That one, the
Oh
Lions.
heck yeah, Lions baby.
Yeah, that Hard Knocks.
They
They got
looking
that
good,
victory.
man. They're looking good.
That was,
Um,
that was one of my losses. I picked the Commanders there. I thought the Commanders offense would be too much, but Lions offense is the real deal.
yeah, it's looking good. Like their defense just needs to come up. I think it'll happen. It's just like you don't have to have a crazy good defense. Just make some plays here and there.
One
Your offense.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say your offense will carry you. What I was also gonna say was, um, so what do you think right now? Let's say you have Russell Wilson as your QB.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're going against San Francisco this week. It Are you that scared where you just go, you know what? I think I would rather play Goff than Russell.
Mm,
What do you think about that?
it's very interesting. If you can get like a Goff or a Wentz or somebody, you might want to play that. But at the same time, it's Russell Wilson. Like Russell always plays the Niners hard, and even if he has a bad performance, he'll wind up getting like one rushing touchdown that will kind of save you. Um, with that being said, though, yeah, that's a hard choice. It's one of those risk it for the biscuit, or do you go Broncos country? Let's ride.
Yeah, I don't. I just think that the team is kind of like at a lot, like the Broncos. I think the Broncos have like a kind of an identity crisis right now. Like they have all these good players on their team, but for some reason they're just not clicking yet, and everyone's blaming the coach. I mean, a couple of situations, yeah, it's pretty obvious that where you know he's at fault, but I don't want to just blame the coach entirely on what's going on. Uh, and I'm just like, if you look at how Goff and that, like, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they got T.J. Hawkinson, and then they got this great backfield with Swift and Jamal Williams.
They got a
Not
sneaky
a bunch
pickup
of
too of DJ Chark, and they drafted that rookie who's hurt right now, but he's coming back mid-season. Um,
Yeah, so it's like
Williams.
they have a ton of offense power, and it looks like it's working. I mean, just look at how look at this week's games. So like, or compare the Lions almost beat the Eagles week one, close game, and then the Eagles just destroyed the Vikings.
Oh
And
yeah.
now we're gonna see the Lions versus the Vikings this week. I'm really excited for that game.
Uh,
Um,
Going off of just the Eagles' performances, I would like to pick the Vikings, or not the Vikings, the Lions to beat the Vikings. But we'll go over those matchups later. The surprising stat in the Detroit Commanders game for me was Amon-Ra St. Brown was the leading rusher in that game. Did you know that? Yeah, he was the leading receiver and the leading rusher. He was doing Debo things, so that
God,
was kind
he's
of shocking to me.
man, man. What's crazy is one of my newcomers in my league. He has St. Brown. He has Pittman Jr., which is kind of like flat right now.
Yeah,
And then he's got Justin Jefferson. And I'm just looking at his team and I'm going, bro, this guy auto drafted this team. How did that happen? That happens every year with me where I look at someone's team and I just go, holy shit, how did we let this person draft this? Um, but we're all confident going in and we think our team is the
yeah.
shit until people underperform.
You know, Duck, your cousin in our league, got an auto draft, and is he 2-0? I believe he is.
2-0 with the most points, yeah.
That is crazy. So
Yeah, I haven't looked at his team. I haven't looked at his team, so I don't even know who he has. I'm sure he has Cooper Cup.
probably. Um, the next game that was on the plate was Tampa Bay and New Orleans. What did you think of that game? Anything
The, the
shocking?
those games are always anytime you see Tom Brady get upset like the way he did in that game, he he usually loses when he's that upset.
Yeah,
I think in last year, didn't he like lose to the Saints twice where they only scored a field goal in both games or something?
yeah.
Like they got oh
They've been struggling against the Saints the last few years. Um, RIP to all the Mike Evans owners out there because Tom Brady kind of screwed those owners there. Mike Evans had to step up for his dog.
yeah, I mean it's cool that he did that, but I mean dude came off from the didn't he wasn't even on the field, he just ran up to him and just uh just pushed him
Yeah,
from behind, like, all right, cheap move, but
I think
I like to see the drama.
he got 3 games because of that.
Three
So
game? I thought it was just one.
I heard 3. So
Oh, I thought it was just one game.
we'll have to check the records, but from what I heard, it was 3 games. Maybe it's one. Hopefully, that kind of thing. I would think it's one, but I heard 3, so that's where I was like, whoa.
I'm pretty sure it's one.
If if
Um,
if it's one, they might have brought it down because they can't let Brady go with no wide receivers for 3 weeks.
yeah, I mean that's a reason why I didn't want to get uh that's why I wanted to get Josh Allen. I got Josh Allen in all my leagues at the third round.
Yeah,
And that guy has just been so far insane. And I'm just looking at his games. And I'm going, okay, what team? I'm gonna be really excited for this coming up game, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Can't wait to see that. That's gonna be a shootout, probably.
yeah. Other shocker of the week: the Carolina Panthers and New York Giants. Giants 2-0, baby.
Oh, I'm so mad that I like. Oh man, not now because of this. I'm like, damn, who's the worst team? Like, I'm just like, is it the Panthers? Are the Panthers the worst team right now?
Considering that they lost to the Browns and the Giants, yeah, dog.
I mean,
Panthers are my worst team.
man, yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
I
I'm
mean,
just
Browns lost to the Jets.
hey, Niners lost to the Bears, so
Hey, the elements, the winds were against us.
I don't remember seeing it, but I guess in that game they were like raking the water.
Yeah,
Like Like they were shoveling the water out. Like, oh, that's a lot of rain, dude.
Um,
Um, what other game was there?
there is the Patriots versus Pittsburgh. That
Oh
that
man,
was kind of a low scoring affair, 17-14.
there was a great touchdown in that game. Nelson Aguilar,
Nelson Aguilar.
bro, he mossed that guy. Just jumped over him, like basically put his hands over his head and caught the ball, and then just like did his little dance in the end zone or whatever. Just flipped the ball walking in. Like basically, when you do that to a defender, it's like, oh god,
Yeah.
you're gonna be on YouTube later, son.
I still remember the meme from years ago where the dude was saving people from or saving babies from a
Oh
burning
yeah,
building. And he was like, and they was tossing them and we was catching them, unlike Aguilar.
man, Phillies fans are they're tough. Let's just say that they're
Yeah.
tough on their players.
Tough on Santa Claus, too. Uh, next game up we had was the Colts versus the Jaguars.
Oh my god, dude. I feel like okay, I don't feel that dumb for this pick. I didn't know that I guess the Colts have been what 0-7 to the Jags
Yeah.
these past couple years. I didn't know that. So going in, I'm thinking, all right, well it's only Jonathan Taylor's what is it, his third year now? So it's not like, he was a part of maybe a couple of those losses, but yo, like, can we get this man the ball? I think he had only a few rushes. I don't
Yeah.
know why they wouldn't, because they didn't have Pittman Jr. right in that game.
Um.
They
Did
didn't have him in that game. I don't think.
yeah. Either yeah, he might have not started.
But give Taylor the ball. Like, just feed that guy. That I hate. What have I been saying this whole time? Like, these coaches don't get the ball. They don't give the ball to the best player on the team. Like, it drives me nuts. It's like, just, okay, so he got 3 yards. Big deal. Let's run it again.
The
Run it again.
the thing with the Colts was they went out and they traded for Matt Ryan, and to me Matt Ryan hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl. Like every
No.
year it almost seems like he gets worse and worse. So I'm looking at that and I'm just like, I don't think that's a good idea for the Colts to do that. If anything, they should have came and got Garoppolo off of us, but luckily they didn't. Now we have Jimmy because Lance is hurt. But the whole thing with it is like I've been low on Matt Ryan, and that's why I didn't want to draft like Michael Pittman Jr. and some other
Yeah.
Colts players. And then when they go out and get shut out 24-0, I'm just like, oh my god, my Oracle vision's going off.
I haven't trusted Matt Ryan in fantasy for, I don't know. It's been a few years now.
Yeah,
It's just not the same. Um, is that it for the morning games or?
that was I believe. Oh no, we had Miami at Baltimore. That
Oh
was a
well,
fun
yeah.
game.
That was probably the most insane game because I'm thinking like, how the hell did they let Tyreek Hill do that?
Yo,
Like, like it, I couldn't believe the second touchdown.
yeah,
Like,
that
cause
one
the
was
first
nuts.
when I was like, cause you're going, oh yeah, I got a chance, and I was like, are you sure? Cause this just happened as you said that, where
Yeah,
Tyreek gets the second TD.
that that
And I'm like, oh
that was what broke me this week was Tyreek Hill going off for those 2 touchdowns because if he had just a normal game, like, 10 points, 15 points, I think I beat you. But because he went off for like 30 or 40 points, it was like, there's no way I'm catching this man. Jalen Hurts made it interesting, or not Jalen Hurts, who was it? Jahan Dotson, I think. Jahan Dotson got me some points. Made it a little interesting, but I still got my ass kicked. I needed Goddard to get like 40 points, and that ain't happening for a tight end.
yeah, that game was nuts, man. Like comeback win like that from 21 point deficit. I don't care who's playing. If that happens in a game, I mean that is some exciting ass football. I was watching it with my girlfriend the whole time. Just we're both because I have him in our league, right?
Yeah.
But she has him in the league I'm in with her.
Oh,
So
nice.
we're both fucking cheering when that happened. We're both going, yes. Oh man, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It,
That was a pretty cool game.
it's also nice seeing Tua being able to actually get the ball to Tyreek in those situations. So now, like, I know Tua got picked up off the waiver wire like crazy this week.
Oh yeah, I bet. I mean, I don't think. I mean, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna continue to do that. But he is gonna throw the ball. He has Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Like those two receivers out there, they're just
Oh
gonna
yeah.
wreak havoc all season. They're gonna wreak havoc all season.
Like if you're hurting for a quarterback, or you pick like the wrong quarterback, like let's say like a Derek Carr, or you know somebody who's not producing, Tua could be a good option.
Oh yeah, like are you starting Tua over Russell Wilson?
Maybe
Are you starting Tua over Tom Brady without his receivers?
I probably would. Yeah, at this
Are you
point,
starting are you starting Tua over Aaron Rodgers?
you know what? That's a hard one, but probably until I see Aaron develop some kind of chemistry with the receiver. Like right now, Aaron's throwing the ball all over the place, which is great. But week one, the Vikings kind of shut that shit down. So, and when he did produce, it was against the Bears, and he owns the Bears. Uh,
Yeah.
let's go on to the afternoon games. We had Atlanta at the Rams. I wish Didi was here so we could talk a little bit more about this one, but this was shocking. I wasn't expecting the Falcons to keep it this close. It was literally a Jalen Ramsey interception at the goal line that saved the Rams from going 0-2 here. What do you think? What did you think?
Um yeah, the only problem I think the Falcons could be good, but the worst thing, I mean, you saw my meme I sent today this morning where it says throw it to Kyle Pitts or draw 24 or draw 4 or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, yeah. Draw 25.
Yeah, like that's what's going on with Kyle Pitts. Like I
Just not getting
think
them the ball.
I think Pitts last year was the number 7 tight end overall and he only had like one touchdown or
Yeah,
something like that or something crazy where this guy he was drafted in the first round last year, right?
very high too. Top 10 at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, so this guy has freakish ability and this is what I'm talking about. Just throw him the ball. Like why are we not throwing him the ball? I know Drake London's going off, but yo, we got to use that tight end. Like I mean, I think using that tight end is going to win games.
Yeah. Drake London
Um
did have a good game that game. Cooper Cup also did Cooper Cup
oh
things.
man. Yeah, this fool's getting touchdowns every freaking game, I'm pretty sure. Like I think Cooper Cup is a solid. Like this guy will get you. I think him and Jalen Waddle right now are the best receivers right now.
Yeah.
Like they're just getting the ball all the time, and they're on teams.
Stephon Diggs too. That man's got a lot of
Oh
targets.
yeah, okay. So those three receivers are on teams that are good, and they're gonna score multiple times a game. So yeah, like if you got any of those guys on your team, man, you're looking good. Hopefully.
All right,
I don't think I.
let's go with this next game. We all probably are shocked by this because I believe last week we all said that there is no way that this team is going to win this game because this team is utter trash. Bengals
I
versus Cowboys.
Oh man, I know. You remember what
How
I
did the
said?
Bengals lose this game? Go. Do you
Okay,
remember?
you
What did
remember
you
what I
say?
said?
No, go ahead.
I said that the Bengals are gonna shut out the Cowboys,
Oh man.
bro. Yeah, games like that. Because I remember picking that and saying what I said. I'm watching it. And I'm going, I don't know shit about football. I guess I keep having those moments where I feel like I don't know anything about football.
I
So
I honestly didn't think that they would get shut out, but I thought there was no chance in hell Dallas wins this game after Dak goes down, and you know, but Noah Brown and Cooper Rush have this weird connection, and then what is going on with the Bengals? I don't know if it's the O line or what, but their offense just seems to stall. It's not clicking on all cylinders like last year.
I don't know. I can't tell you other than I don't think it's gonna. I think they'll be fine. It's just
Yeah.
if they lose this week's game, then you people are gonna start freaking out.
Next game up on tap, we got the Houston Texans versus Denver Broncos. This was a bit of a snoozer for me. Russell,
Yeah, it. I'm telling you, like everyone's ragging on this coach for Denver, but all I can care about, or like the only thing that I like from this team is watching Javante Williams play. The guy is a beast. Just feed that man. Feed him.
yeah, Cortland Sutton went off too this game. The only thing that was like for me any good was Damian Pierce got more, involved in the game. I think he had like 60 something yards rushing and he got more
Yeah.
touches. So that's a upward projection. So I'm happy with that. I wish Houston offense was a little bit better in general though, because he's really gonna thrive on the goal line. And if you don't get to the goal line, it's fucking hard for running backs to get those TDs.
He's gonna get there. He's gonna get there.
Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks at San Francisco. What did you think of this game, Sean?
Uh, uh, again, my biggest gripe with our team is like, everyone's saying that we're Super Bowl bound. We got this crazy defense, which we do. Um, but I mean, the saddest part was losing Trey Lance, and I don't know. There's just these fans that get upset for certain play calls. I'm one of those fans, but injuries happen in football, and it's sad. But I'm not gonna blame Kyle for this happening. Just it's football, man. Injuries happen. Uh, I don't like that we control the clock so much, but we only put 6 points up on the board with field goals, and we just wasted all this time. And football can just you could score in 2 plays if there's blown coverage or something. The game could swing so fast, and it's like, man, we worked so hard to shave all this time off the clock, and then now they're within reach. I don't like games like that, and our team does it a lot.
Yeah, it's very those are stressful games. Um, the things I took away from this game, one, obviously the Trey Lance injury really sucks because you spent all of that draft capital investment and you don't play him his first year. You have a thing set up so that he can grow this year, and then boom, injury happens. And I'm of the mindset like you, like at the end of the day, like I'm a 49er fan, I'm not a Trey Lance fan. So, like, yes, I am a fan of Trey Lance because he plays for the 49ers, but if Trey Lance was, on the Packers or any other thing, like I'm not a fan of Trey Lance in that case. With that being said, it sucks to see my quarterback get injured. But I'm still a fan of the Niners, and I don't blame Kyle Shanahan for the way that he used Trey Lance. In that sequence, it was a triple option, so Trey Lance had the ability to hand the ball off, throw a swing pass, or take it up the gut. He chose to take it up the gut, and unfortunately, that was not the right choice. Now, you could blame Kyle for giving him that option in that situation and blame him that way, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He he made a decision, and he should have made a business decision and slid or got down faster. Um, Other takeaways: our defense played absolutely bananas. Seattle would have been shut out if it wasn't for that blocked field goal that got returned for a touchdown. And I love the way our defense plays, and I'm just hoping that Jimmy can keep the team afloat. And who knows, maybe Trey Lance can come back by the end of the year. I heard it. He might be fully healthy within 12 weeks. We'll see. But other than
He's
that,
out
it's
for the season.
yeah, it's a lot of question marks for the offseason for sure. Because like, what if Jimmy takes us to the Super Bowl and we win it or something? Like, what happens in the offseason after that? So it's gonna be very interesting this season. Next game up, Papa Joe is running in and out, but maybe he might be here to talk about his Raiders losing to the Arizona Cardinals. Let's go with Sean first. Sean, what
Yo,
did you think of this dramatic comeback from Baby Yoda?
it's silly in watching him run around the field, and I'm surprised that there's no holding call for the Cardinals. Like
That
it's just he's running everywhere for like 30 seconds.
you know
I don't get it.
you know who used to get stuff like that too is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson be in the pocket for days, just running
Yep.
around. So yeah, man,
And I don't think. I mean, how many points did Kyler get for fantasy?
I'm not
I
sure,
mean,
but it
at
had to
this
be a good
point,
chunk.
at this point, like I'm just glad that I didn't draft him this year because I aimed for him last year, and after seeing him the way he is when he doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins out there, it really frustrates me to like think, damn, you really need that receiver that bad. Like that guy is that good that there's no one open ever again after that. So yeah, like I'm upset that the Cardinals won. We don't want them to win. We're Niner fans.
This is true.
Uh, uh, I don't think. I think the Raiders are. They just let this one go. Yeah, I actually talked to a Raider fan today, and he said this. He said that if that wasn't the most Raider game I've ever seen, meaning that they do that a lot, or they've done that a lot, where they should be winning these games and they let it go or whatever. I don't think that's. I mean, I think this year should be different. I mean, they just need to. If anything, they kind of flatlined in the second half, right? Offensively, if I remember.
Yeah, man.
Like you just gotta keep scoring, dude. You can't just. I mean, they were winning, and they just stopped scoring after that. It's like, bro, you gotta you gotta keep putting numbers up there.
The champagne popping in the stands third quarter when they're up 20-0 is pretty hilarious to look back on.
That that's that's hilarious.
Popping champagne out in Vegas, baby.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
Raiders.
yeah, I know. It's
I wish Joe was here so he could chime in, but my takeaways for the game is Derek Carr is trash, dog. I am sorry. This man has been fool's gold for the Raiders. How many playoff games has he won in his entire career? He's been there for almost a decade. Obviously, he was hurt his 1 year of glory, where they made the playoffs and got bounced out immediately because he got hurt like the game before. But other than that season, Derek Carr hasn't really done shit. It's he. If we go back to the shop, a lot of people were thinking that Tom Brady was talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's like, oh, you guys are choosing to keep that motherfucker. But we all know Tom Brady was talking about Derek Carr, man. So yeah, he has Devonte Adams now. They got a great offense, and they just stalled. The fact that the Raiders could have had Tom Brady on this roster, maybe even with a Super Bowl victory in hand, but they chose Derek Carr. Amazing.
well, it's coach's decision, but um, what was I gonna say about Derek Carr? What was I gonna say? Well, okay, they're not. I mean, you're saying he's trash, but I don't think he's like that trash.
He's
So,
Okay.
he's mediocre at best. All right, we got Joe.
Okay.
I know Joe had to come in for this one.
He's not the greatest, but he's not the full reason we're losing games. We got no defense. We have no offensive line. Well, they had seven different linemen play. And even if you have Brady come in, right? At the time, he's like an aging quarterback who most of us still thought was going to be done, had nothing left in the tank.
I didn't think that.
Like, are you gonna you're gonna pay for him? Bet your future on that?
Man, they
Yeah,
could have
Now we got
sold.
Devonte Adams.
you're getting him
They
and
would have
Gronk.
sold. Yo, they would have sold so many jerseys. Oh my god, Brady would look badass in black, dude. That would have been nuts.
Yo, Joe, how did you feel about the champagne popping in the stands on?
I knew as soon as I saw it, it was an omen. The game was lost at that point.
Damn.
At the same time, you could tell those were not true Raider fans. You know, no Raider gear on. It's probably some rich dude in Vegas popping
Hell yeah,
bottles with the two
Popping
honeys. So
bottles.
won tickets. Yeah, high roller.
All
he's
right.
about to. He left and hit the
And
club.
and
All right.
also,
Yeah.
Mike, one more thing about Derek Carr. Like they went to the playoffs last year. Like it wasn't like I
And
mean,
almost beat the Bengals, who went to the Super Bowl.
It
think about
doesn't
all the
matter if you
teams.
lose by an inch or a mile, dog. A loss is a loss. They get bounced out first round every time they make the playoffs.
Well, what my point I'm trying to make is that he has. I would say he has more of a positive impact on the game than he does negatively. Like
All I
you know,
can say,
you could be the Jaguars with their rookie quarterback. You could be the Panthers last year with Sam Darnold. You could be Seattle right now with Geno Smith. You know, like I think Carr is better than all those quarterbacks.
fair, but all I can say is Tom Brady ain't never given up a 20 point lead to Kyler Murray in the fourth quarter. Just ain't happening. Hashtag facts.
Maybe I don't know what's going on. I did see one thing where I felt like there's a I don't know if they scored on this drive. They might have. I can't remember, but it was like Devontae was down 1-on-1 at the bottom, and I think Waller was up at the top, and like someone else was up at the. I can't remember who it was, but it looked like Devontae was the third option in that route. And I'm thinking, like, why wouldn't you just take that matchup that's 1-on-1 with the best receiver? Like, why he didn't even look at him. Like, Carr didn't even look at him in that play.
Which was
And I'm just like, what are we doing?
which is so helter skelter because like week one he couldn't see anybody else but Devontae, and then week two it's like he only gives him what 2 targets, if that.
Like, I think there's a thing where even if
There's a happy medium there somewhere.
Yeah.
like just because you know what the other team is gonna do doesn't mean you're gonna stop them, right? Like you still gotta physically beat your guy. So, I look at the match and go, dude, right there, just hit him. Doesn't happen. He might have got him on the next play. I can't remember. I'd have to rewatch that game. I'm down to rewatch games. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I think the Raiders will be fine. It's just it's a rough start. It's okay. They're playing a bunch of shit teams, so uh,
Well, all that means is that if they start going 0-3, 0-4, then
well,
they're gonna be a shit team
hey,
too.
yeah, the real test is how they play against the Chiefs and the Broncos. I think they could beat the Chargers. I think they could beat the
They can
Chargers.
100% beat the Chargers. They had a chance to beat the Chargers.
Yeah, so you know, we'll see how they look against the Chiefs. And I think they could beat the Broncos easily. I'm telling you, the Broncos, they look lost out there.
You, you're talking about the game where Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions, Joe.
Yeah, but that we still could have won despite that.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, hey, they
Joe
were
Burrow had
they
the
were driving in
same.
the fourth quarter. Like there was a shot. We could have scored and won. It
Okay.
was not like a even with 3 picks, it was not an unwinnable game like it should be.
I'm glad you think that, Joe. All right, next game up, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. Sean, what'd you think of this one?
I loved watching Justin Fields lose because he was like talking shit about, oh, I'm glad the Niners didn't draft me. It's like, so you're mad that they didn't draft you because you're stuck in Chicago. I'm gonna rant on this one a little bit.
Go
I
ahead.
think the fans do not like him, and they're not gonna like him even more after his backhanded comment. Not every Chicago fan's gonna interpret it this way, but he basically said, like it's tougher in the locker room because I know the amount of work these guys put in. The fans, they don't put in any work, so it doesn't matter. And I'm like, a lot of Chicago fans will hear that and think, you know, that's a diss on them. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure their fans are just as tough as like Philly fans or Boston fans. Like those are very passionate people out there. They love their sports, and I think they're hating on him. I mean, he happened to beat us, and now he's talking all this trash. And I'm thinking, bro, you have nothing to say. Like you won one game in the rain, and now all of a sudden you get to talk shit about not being drafted by, like, bro, anyone would want to be a part of our team. Like, look at our team, Super
Yeah.
Bowl contenders, like undisputable. So I was really glad to see Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, even though I'm not a Packer fan at all by any means. But if you're gonna talk trash about our organization, then I'm just like, oh, I hope you get whooped. You know?
Yeah. I'll say this much: Equinemius St. Brown and Darnell Mooney are some stud receivers. So the fact that he's not getting those guys the ball, he's got a good running game with David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, decent tight end. Like, there's no excuses for why this Bears offense ain't running on all cylinders, other than the fact that Justin Fields can't read a defense yet. So we'll see how that goes. As of right now, Darnell Mooney and Equinemius St. Brown are fantasy duds. So do
And
not
Cole Kmet.
do
Everybody
not
was high
pick
on Cole Kmet.
yeah, do not pick up a Bears receiver until Justin Fields starts putting it together. All right, we got the two Monday night games. Tennessee at Buffalo. What a blowout this one was. Sean, what was your opinion on this?
I was shocked. Like, I don't. It's really hard. It's so early still, so it's hard to judge like how good the Bills really are after two games. They just look like they could do whatever they want to any team so far. So yeah, it was a shock. I thought we were gonna see some Derrick Henry. I needed 26 points out of Allen to win one of my games, and he got me 29. And they ended up, pulling him out of the game because they just dominated the Titans.
Yeah, I was as soon as they went up a certain point, I was like, please take him out because I was playing you and you had Allen. I was like, please take him out. I got a chance.
Yeah,
Um,
it's crazy. They don't even run the ball that well. They just throw it all day. Diggs is open everywhere. Like, who can cover Diggs? What's going on?
yo, they got that connection, man. It's crazy.
And Gabe Davis wasn't even out there. So when he has Gabe Davis and him, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and then James Cook actually was the leading rusher this game, which was surprising to me. For Buffalo.
Yeah, with 5 points. Yeah.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's. I drafted him in my other league, and he's been a total disappointment so far. I'm calling him Twinkle Toes. After that injury, this man just stutter steps in the hole and falls down. Um, Last game of the battle of the two playoff potentials. Minnesota Vikings coming in hot off a Green Bay Packers victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. And Philly laid the smackdown on them. Sean, what'd you think of this one?
I was also shocked at this game because I don't know, is it just team matchups? I don't get it because the Lions put up a ton of points, over 30 points against the Eagles. And then I would consider the Vikings a better team than the Lions. And the Vikings couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. And maybe it's just Kirk Cousins on primetime football where he just fails every single time. Yeah, this is another shocker to me. I was like, what the heck? Why is this? I was remember we were hype about this game. We were like, oh, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Justin Jefferson all over the place doing work,
Well,
and
there's a couple of things too, and it is one, Eagles were on the road, I believe, against Detroit, whereas this game they had Minnesota at home. So I don't know. I think the Packers were on the road at Minnesota last week. I'd have to double check. But yeah, home that home crowd can definitely be a swinging factor in everything. Yeah, the Packers were on the road at Minnesota, so Minnesota's got the travel and everything. They're probably coming in a little sluggish. But yeah, Philadelphia looked amazing. Jalen Hurts, fantasy all star. I got him in my other leagues, keeping me afloat. Miles Sanders, I bought him in my auction league for $3. Best $3 I've spent so far. And then Dallas Goddard's, top 10 tight end, putting in work. This is a high powered offense, and that's not even including AJ Brown and all the other Batman receivers that apparently they have now.
yeah, yeah, it's not it's crazy. All these teams that have all it's crazy. There's talent on every team, but like who puts it all together more consistently? You know, Philly's up there, the Bills are up there, and the Chiefs are up there. It's like how much how much more. I mean, I wish it was the Niners. We have yet to see the Niners just like it seems like the Bills can just score at will, and I want that to be the Niners. I want them to score like that. They just don't. They run the ball all day, and then they hit you up. They open you up with that play action. That's it, and then they go back to run the ball. Like, all right, man. I guess that's how we play. Cool.
We're more control of the pace of the game, not necessarily just all offense for offense sake. But where I get pissed off is when it stalls in the red zone and we're kicking field goals. That's
Yep.
where it's
That.
like, damn,
Yeah.
all that work for 3 points just so Pat Mahomes or whoever is gonna get the ball and score a touchdown right here. But I feel you.
Yep.
With that being said, let's get to next week's picks. Let's see for the season. I'm leading right now, 22-9-1. Sean, you're in last place, 14-17-1, but plenty of season to go with these picks. Didi's in second at 15-16-1. So let's go with week 3 picks here. We got tomorrow's game. Yes, we finally got the podcast in on time. It is Wednesday, so tomorrow's game, Thursday night matchup, we got Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Sean, tell me who you think's gonna win and who's the player to watch in this.
Man, this one's tough because both teams have a lot of injuries. Um, man, that's a really tough call. It's in Cleveland too.
It's in Cleveland, yes.
Man, I guess I'm gonna go with Cleveland. They're at home. I think Clowney is out, and I think Garrett's gonna be out too. So defensively, the pass rush is gonna be kind of meh. But I think Amari Cooper is gonna open up on prime time. I mean, and then Seattle or sorry, Pittsburgh doesn't have T.J. Watt for this game, the torn pec. So you know the Browns will probably use their run game pretty well. I'm hoping Kareem Hunt. I'm hoping that they just switch every week. They were like it'll be Chubb scoring, and then the next week it'll be Kareem.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Cleveland this game at home.
See, I would usually tilt towards Pittsburgh, but since it is on the road at Cleveland and Pittsburgh, I was expecting Pittsburgh to beat New England last week, and the fact that they didn't, um, that kind of yeah. So I'm a little low on Pittsburgh now. I thought Minka Fitzpatrick would still be a beast and wreck some stuff over there. The only other thing is Cleveland's coming off that horrible comeback victory by the Jets, so you know Cleveland's gonna be pissed off and ready to play this game. They're at home. I got the Browns winning this one. My player to watch in this will probably be. Hmm. Let's see Najee Harris. The foot fracture and everything. I want to see if Najee Harris can get the ball running and see if Pittsburgh can get their offense going through him. Next week, all right. So next matchup we got the Houston Texans at the Chicago Bears. Probably one of the more underwhelming matchups this week. Sean, who you got?
Man, where's it at? It's at Chicago.
It's at Chicago.
Man, shit, dude. This is a tough call. I don't like these teams at all,
Same.
and man, what are they doing? Man, I'm just gonna go with it's a 50-50 for me, even though Chicago's at home. I disrespect him that much after that stupid comment about him not being drafted by the Niners. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go with Houston. I'm just gonna go with Houston despite them. And I hope that the Bears just fail and continue to fail. I'm gonna go with Houston, and I want to see that rookie Damian Pierce go off this week.
I also actually I'm gonna pick Chicago because it's at home, but I do hope that's a close game, and I do hope that Damian Pierce goes off. So we both got that. I think Justin Fields pretty much has to show up this game and show out. If he doesn't against this team, then Justin Fields complete dud for the season. Next game up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. Papa Joe, if you're there, you want to chime in, go ahead. But Sean, what do you think?
Raiders by 10.
All right, go ahead, Sean.
I like the Raiders here. Yeah, like I think Titans are just the fact they don't have AJ Brown anymore, and I don't think Robert Woods is gonna be replacing that man. AJ Brown was like he's huge. It's like a clone of DK Metcalf. They're they're missing that guy. They're missing that piece. And yeah, I don't dude, yeah, Derrick Henry's been a dud so far.
Twinkle
Um
toes.
and he's not even a good pass catcher. Like he needs to get rolling. He seems to he can't get rolling. And you look at the offense, their whole offense is built off of Henry. And if that guy doesn't work, the whole team fails. So um a lot's on that. If they can shut that game down, they do not win this game. And I think every sorry if you hear my cat in the background. She is just hungry. I think Raiders got a way better explosive offense having Devontae and Waller. Like those two should just be going off. So I got the Raiders.
This one's a toss up for me because Raiders are traveling across country. Um, Tennessee is on a short week though, and both teams just got embarrassed their last games. So, um, I am going to. You know what? To me, both offenses are kind of similar. I guess the Raiders got more high-powered offense, but at the same time, it's kind of helter-skelter. It's like it hasn't found its identity yet. Whereas Tennessee, you know what their offensive identity is. It's just Derrick Henry has been trash so far. So
Yeah, can they execute it?
yeah, so I'm actually gonna say this is the week Derrick Henry goes off, and the
Damn.
Raiders, the
Damn,
Raiders,
Joe.
the Raiders defense is just gonna be Swiss cheese, dog. Just Derrick Henry up the gut all day. I got Tennessee winning this one.
Damn, Joe, you hearing this? Bold
Yeah,
prediction.
Mike's a hater. What are you gonna say?
It's not hated, it's the truth. It's facts, dog. Uh,
Correlations.
correlations. You know, they gotta travel across the country.
You did your calculations wrong.
Oracle vision. All right. Next game up, we got Kansas City at Indianapolis. Sean.
Oh, easy pick. Go KC. I don't see them losing. Matt Ryan is not playing well. And even when he did have Michael Pittman in week 1, he still didn't look good. And if they continue to not give Jonathan Taylor the ball, they're going to find themselves just losing games all day. And Mahomes, it's crazy. This guy, who's going to give Mahomes problems? You know, what defense is going to give them problems for like the Bills and the Chiefs and now the Eagles? Like
Mm.
these offenses are just going off in these games. So I got
I,
the Chiefs here.
I also have the Chiefs here. Matt Ryan's old, like you said, and nothing good coming from this for them. I think the Chiefs win double digits here. Player to watch for me is hopefully McCole Hardman. Somebody in that wide receiver room's got to step up and be the wide receiver one. And unless his ankle's still hurt, I'm thinking McCole Hardman will be that guy. Next up, we got a probably game of the week potential candidate: Buffalo Bills at Miami Dolphins. Sean, who do you got in this?
Man, it's in Miami too. Oh, man. I think Buffalo has the better defense here. I mean, I want the Dolphins to win. We're rooting for the Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel's, baby.
Yeah, we know why we're rooting for them, but I don't see them winning this game. The defense is pretty strong on Buffalo. I think it will be a shootout, but I think the Bills win it. Player to watch for me. I mean, can Josh Allen continue to do what he's doing? That's the player I'm watching.
I think this game is going to be a shootout. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I'll put my neck on the line here. I think I like what the Dolphins are doing, and I actually think the Dolphins have the better D. So if we're going offense for offense, I think the Dolphins D has just enough to slow down Buffalo. Obviously, Lamar Jackson kind of carved him up last week, but that's neither here nor there. And they got Tyreek Hill, man, Jalen Waddle, speedsters. Let's see if Buffalo can handle that speed. Next matchup up, we got Detroit at Minnesota. Sean, who you got in this?
I'm going with the Hard Knocks team, Detroit again. They've put up 2 back-to-back games scoring over 30 points, I believe. Um, and I really like their running back combo with Swift and Williams. It's like another version of Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And last year they just weren't healthy. And this year it's a new year. So uh so far I really like what Detroit's doing. And I'm gonna pick Detroit because Vikings just got whooped on Monday night. So I'm gonna go with Detroit here. Player to watch for me. Um I wanna see Goff. I wanna see I mean, like I said, if you're one of these fantasy players, like I have the best QB, or one of the best QBs, right? I have Josh Allen. You don't have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Mahomes, or a Hurts right now. You like, how can I fix my QB situation? I think Goff is the quarterback to get uh with the amount that they score. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see Goff play.
This one's kind of torn both ways because I can see how Minnesota can win this game at home, but I gotta go with my gut instinct here and say Detroit's offense is just going to be too much manpower, especially after what the Eagles did to Minnesota. Now that with that being said, styles make fights, but I think Detroit's got the hunger this year to go do it. And player to watch for me is going to be Amon St. Brown. That dude's just been a complete stud this year. Uh,
Yeah.
Next up, we got Baltimore at New England. Sean, what do you think about this one?
Um, I'm gonna go with Baltimore. They Lamar just he's doing Lamar things like I mean that Miami. I thought he was just crushing Miami. You know, so and I don't know what the Patriots are doing. Like they use like three different running backs. They run the ball a lot. I mean, they were struggling against the Steelers who are hurt. I mean, I don't know, the Patriots, they do not look good to me. They do not look good. So, I think this is easy pick. I think Ravens got this no problem.
I also am picking the Ravens. Like I said last week, I'm not a Mac Jones fan. Yeah, they got past Pittsburgh. I don't see them getting past Baltimore. Next game up, we got Cincinnati at New York. Sean, who do you got in this?
Oh man. Cincinnati at New York, huh? Shit, dude. I'm gonna go with they're in New York since it's in New York.
Yeah,
Man. I think I'm gonna go with Cincy here. I know the Giant. I'm not, no disrespect to the Giants. I disrespected them last week, and they humbled me.
oh, this is the
So
Jets. Sorry, the Jets. The Jets.
who
The Jets. New York Jets.
versus Cincinnati?
Yeah, you said the Giants.
Oh, the Jets. Oh man, I'm going with Cincy. I'm gonna go with Cincy here. Um, I think I think Cincy, yeah, they have a lot to prove now. Like they're just, they're probably kicking themselves. They're like, what? We should have won that game, or you know. And I think this is one of those games where Burrow finally gets it together.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you with this based on quarterback Burrow versus Flacco. Flacco had an amazing resurgence last week. I don't see they barely got it onside kick. I don't see that happening 2 weeks in a row, so I got Cincy in this. Player to watch for me is Joe Mixon. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet this year. Maybe this is the week. Um, Next up we got Philadelphia at the Commanders. I think this is going to be a pretty good scrap. Sean, who you got?
Philadelphia at the Commanders.
Yes.
Um, I mean, just based on what we saw Philly do on Monday night, I got Philly all the way here. Um, Player to watch for me. Um, Shoot, I guess Hurts. Let's see if he can continue this trend. He's been a beast.
I'm gonna pick the Philadelphia Eagles, although I wouldn't be surprised if Washington wins. Washington has a great D, and right now Carson Wentz and all three of those receivers are clicking on all cylinders. So it's gonna be a fun game to watch for sure. But I got the Eagles. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. Sean, who do you got in this?
Oh, this is an ugly game. Um, well, I'm gonna go with the Saints. Man, Baker's just been struggling. Um, I'm gonna go with the Saints here. Um, Player to watch for me. I mean, I want to see Kamara get out there. Is he still hurt? He's still questionable, I think.
Yeah.
So if he ends up playing this game, then if he ends up playing this game, my eyes are on him. If he doesn't play this game, I guess my eyes are going to be on Michael Thomas because you know it's pretty cool that he's been able to get touchdowns um,
Famous Jameis.
from his since his return. Like he hasn't played in so long. The fact that he's out there and he's scoring, I mean, it's just good for football.
I'm gonna choose the Saints here, selfishly because I have Alvin Kamara and I hope he plays and I hope he goes off on the Panthers, who I think is the worst team right now. Sorry, Baker Mayfield. Um, and famous Jameis Winston's my guy to watch, man. He's the unintentionally most funny, non-funny person, but he's just funny in non-funny ways, if that makes sense, with the comments and stuff that he does. And he's just hilarious and a overall fun player to watch. Next up, we got Jacksonville Jaguars at the Chargers. Sean, who do you got in this one?
Um, I got the Chargers here. I think they're I think they're just a better team overall. I mean, I'm I've I think they got a better defense than the Jaguars. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Player to watch for me. I mean, I guess it's gonna be Trevor Lawrence. Um, out of that class of QBs, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and am I missing someone else?
No.
Zach Wilson.
Oh yeah, Zach Wilson.
Two of them are hurt. And two of them are like not that great, and Trevor seems to be the best one, so far. So, um, I still think Chargers win this one, but my player to watch is Trevor Lawrence.
I like Trevor Lawrence's connection with Christian Kirk right now. A lot of people thought Christian Kirk was overpaid. Right now, he's producing in fantasy, so congratulations to all the Christian Kirk believers out there. I'm picking the Chargers to win this one. Player to watch for me is Austin Eckler. He hasn't been performing as awesome Eckler in a while, so let's see if he gets back to that workhorse status and if he could get into the end zone this week. Next game up, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. Sean, what do you think about this one?
Um, I got the I got the Rams here. Cooper Cup just seems to be able to. Man, my cats are killing me right now. Um, I like the Rams here. I mean, the Cardinals, they don't have D Hop. I mean, they barely beat the Raiders. Let's be honest. Uh, and I think Cooper Cup is going to continue to score. It's crazy it's crazy how often he's open
Yeah.
and just you know, and Stafford's going to find him no matter what. Um, and I think Rams they got a better defense. I see the Rams winning this. I don't see the Cardinals winning this. Oh, player to watch, I guess. I'll just say Kyler Murray. You know, maybe he lays off Call of Duty for a minute. Maybe he actually has a good game.
My little birdies told me it is not double XP week in Call of Duty, so I'm gonna pick the Cardinals, and I think the Rams are a little overhyped from winning the Super Bowl. I think their defense has gotten worse since they won the Super Bowl without Von Miller. Bobby Wagner, yes, they got Bobby Wagner, but he does different things. He's more stopping the run than getting after the quarterback. So when I look at that Rams team, the only person really getting after the quarterback's Aaron Donald, and I don't know. I think Kyler Murray can escape the pocket, extend plays. Um, so yeah, I got the Cardinals, and it's at home. Got the Cardinals upsetting the Rams in this one. Next game up, we got Atlanta at Seattle. Sean, what do you think of this one?
I got Atlanta. Seattle's horrible. I got Atlanta all the way. Atlanta almost beat the Rams, so I think that's a tell. And player to watch, I want to see Kyle Pitts get involved with Atlanta. Let's get that boy involved.
This one's a toss up for me because even though Seattle sucks, when you play at Seattle, is something about playing at Seattle. Like even Russell Wilson had troubles winning a game in Seattle. So for me, I'm gonna have to pick the Seahawks here. I know that's just because it's at home. If they were on the road at Atlanta, I'd probably pick the Atlanta Falcons.
Boo!
Next game up, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Battle of the Bay. Which team you like here, and name a player that you like to go off.
Man, I got Green Bay here. Tom Brady doesn't have Mike Evans, and I think the Packers. I think they'll be able to. I think they're going to be able to run the ball with that combo that they have. Uh, player to watch for me, I guess, would be AJ Dillon. I want to see this man be a beast.
I'm gonna pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is at home. I know Tom doesn't have his weapons, but Tom Brady is the goat. If there's a will, there is a way. But he is also battling the other goat, Aaron Rodgers. So it's gonna be a good matchup for sure. But I got the Buccaneers winning this one. Next game up, we got San Francisco 49ers at the Denver Broncos. Sean, what do you think about this game?
The Niners are going to crush this game. Um, we're going to see Jimmy G do what he does, get rid of the ball quick, and I think it's just going to show people like, yeah, this was the second QB on the team. I don't think like the whole thing with Jimmy G. I didn't want them to start Trey Lance this year either. I still felt like it was too soon because we got to the NFC Championship with Jimmy and he was hurt. So, to say that he loses his job because of that, I'm just like that's kind of silly. I feel like we're rushing something that doesn't need to be rushed. So, um player to watch for me is going to be Jimmy G.
Um, I also am picking the Niners. This is the game to solidify us as being a good team, considering that we lost the Bears week one. So I expect us to come out and win this one. I know we're playing against Russell, and usually Russell Wilson has our number, but he's on a different team now, different area. It's time for San Francisco to show Russell what's up. My player
Hey,
to watch is Brandon Ayuk. What is he even worth? Putting on your bench at this point because Jimmy doesn't really like throwing to receivers other than Debo and Kittle. So hopefully Ayuk can get some love.
do you know Russell Wilson's career record against the Niners?
No, but I'm sure it's like way more wins than losses.
It's 17-4.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. No wonder we hate him. All right. What's the next game?
Last game, Monday night game. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants.
Man, I don't know. This is so ridiculous. Uh, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Let's go. Let's go. They have a good defense. They can stay in these games. That's why they won.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I think they got the defense to keep up, and Cooper doesn't have to play that great. He just has to play good enough. Don't turn the ball over, and just keep. They need to keep Tony Pollard just involved. This guy is freaking good, and I think
Better
you
than
know,
Zeke.
It's not that it's better. It's not that he's better. It's just I think it's good that they have like more teams are just doing this where they just split the carries, keep the guys fresh, and if the goal would be to have two backs that can both execute, they can be a pass catcher and they can run with power. They can do all the things. If you had two backs that can do the same things, then you wouldn't know what's gonna happen. Like if you know that they like to call these plays with this running back, you may have a chance. Like you may have some sort of advantage. But um, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Like, how about them Cowboys?
After we trashed them last week.
I got humbled.
I um, is New York fool's gold at 2-0. I'm gonna go with New York here just because Dallas doesn't have Dak. I know Cooper Rush in the defense, but for New York to solidify itself as a legit, threat out here, they gotta beat these Cowboys while they're weak. So I'm gonna go with the New York Giants. And those are our picks for Week 3. Sean, how are you feeling about your picks this week?
I'm feeling good. Uh, I'm pretty confident in the picks. There's a couple picks where I'm like, yeah, who knows? Which is like Houston and
Yeah.
Houston, and Chicago. Like, who knows about that game? I'm just hating on Chicago. Um, but but yeah.
If you had to say what's the one game you're looking forward to other than the San Francisco Denver game?
Oh, Buffalo and Miami, no question.
Buffalo, Miami. I would agree with that. Also, the Green Bay Tampa Bay is going to be a pretty good one too. But yeah,
All right, man. Well, let's wrap this pitch up.
with that being said, this has been week 3 of the Hard Knock Opinions podcast with me, Mike, Sean, our special guest Joe. Didi was not able to make it this week, but we will have him back next week, and he will share with us the picks that he made for this week. And overall, great podcast. Thanks for everybody for showing up, and tune in next Wednesday.
All right, peace.
See ya.